Oh, the curse of Nvidia's naming scheme strike again. I am unfortunately unable to accept the GT 620 that I was offered through YouTube and then eBay. I've had to cancel that order and ask the guy not to send it because that's an OEM model. The OEM version of the GT 620 has half the CUDA cores. So despite it having the clock speeds I want, doesn't have the goddamn performance that I want. So now I am trolling through every seller of the 1 GB model trying to find the clock speeds that I want, and there are two versions of the card that I am trying to find. I am specifically trying to find, let me just try and see here, the ELSA version of the GT620, which has a memory clock speed of 800 megahertz, which would hopefully allow me to overclock it to 900 pretty easily. That's what I'm looking for. Or the EVGA version that has a 1400 megahertz memory clock speed, or 700, because it's doubled DDR RAM, you know. So there are two versions of the EVGA GTX 620. One of them has 600 megahertz RAM, the other one's 700. I'm looking for the 700 one because I already have a 600 megahertz card, and I know that they don't overclock very far. There do not appear to be any other cards that are in that kind of range. So there's only two versions of the card that might be available with the clock speeds I want. One of them's an EVGA card I can't find, which is wonderful. And the other one's a card I never heard of. Who is ELSA? Who the hell is ELSA? It's just... Nvidia. Jesus, Nvidia. They have changed this more or less. They have gotten out of this kind of routine here of letting their board partners come up with whatever the hell they want. But it wasn't too long ago that Nvidia was still doing this. Look at the GTX 1030, the GT 1030, sorry. There were versions of that card with DDR3 memory or DDR5 memory. And depending on which memory type, also depending on how many CUDA cores were on the card. Didn't tell you on the box, it just said 1030, which was lovely for anyone who wanted a 1030, because some of them performed better, and that wasn't clock speed, that was actual hardware on the chip. And Nvidia did do that with some of the other cards. I think they did it with some of the 16 series cards. But could you just make all of them the same? If it says model number, could it just have the same specs all the time, please?